My eyes opened slowly. Sunlight was so very bright. A huge eye looked straight at me. It was truly, truly enormous and scaly. This giant eye blinked ever so slowly. I was certainly not in my bed. Strange, deep noises filled the air. A rumbling sound like distant thunder. I sat up, trying to be very quiet. Giant green plants grew all around me. They were like ferns, but so tall, like houses. The air itself felt thick and very damp. It smelled strongly of wet earth and old leaves. This world was not my own, I knew. It felt ancient, so very, very old. A wild, untamed place full of green life. Tiny little creatures scurried past my feet. They had long tails and quick darting movements, not birds and not lizards. Something else entirely. In the far distance, giant shapes were moving. Their long necks reached up for the highest leaves. Everything in this land was big, so very big. I felt incredibly small, a tiny thing indeed. This was truly a land of giants. My phone. Where could my phone be? It was gone. No signals here, that was sure. No other people, no familiar roads, no help at all. A cold, sharp fear gripped my beating heart. I knew I had to survive. Somehow, some way, first I simply needed to hide myself. Then find fresh water and perhaps some food. My prehistoric adventure had truly terribly begun. My mouth was so terribly dry, parched. Water. I needed to find water very urgently. I listened as hard as I possibly could. Was that the gurgle of a distant stream? I moved very slowly, like a silent shadow, hiding carefully behind the giant leafy ferns. Every little snap of a twig made me jump. Danger could be anywhere here, I understood. And then there it was. A small, clear stream. The water flowed gently over smooth grey stones. I looked all around. No big beasts were near. Only small, colourful insects buzzed in the air. I knelt down and cupped the cool water. It felt so cool and wonderfully refreshing. It was the purest, cleanest water I had ever tasted. Life-giving, especially in this ancient, harsh land. Now my empty stomach rumbled very loudly. Food, what could a person possibly eat here? So many different plants, all unknown to me. Were they safe to eat or full of deadly poison? I saw some small, furry creatures nibbling nearby. They seemed to enjoy eating certain red berries. Perhaps I could try those berries too, I thought, but I knew I had to be extremely careful. I found some of the bright red berries. The small, furry animals ate them quite happily. I picked just one. I smelled it. I looked closely. Then I took a tiny, hesitant bite. Sweet, not bitter. I ate a few more. It was something at least. Under a fallen log, fat white grubs wriggled. Protein, perhaps? A future meal, if needed. Survival here meant trying new, very strange things. Suddenly, the whole ground began to shake. A huge shadow fell right over me, so vast. A Brachiosaurus. Its neck was unbelievably long. It reached high up into the green treetops, munching slowly on leaves, calm and very slow. A truly gentle giant, it certainly seemed to be. I watched it in absolute, complete, silent awe. Such immense power, yet so peaceful right here. Later in the day, I saw a whole herd. Triceratops with their 3 very big, sharp horns. Their wide frills were like strong, bony shields. They all moved together, a solid, powerful group. The mothers kept their young ones very close. I stayed far away, hidden behind some thick trees. There was no need to disturb these mighty beasts. Their sheer presence demanded my full, utmost respect. Not all the dinosaurs were so very grand. A pack of Compsognathus suddenly appeared nearby. They were small, surprisingly quick, and looked very hungry. They darted swiftly through the dense undergrowth. Their sharp little eyes missed absolutely nothing at all. I quickly scrambled up a tall, sturdy rock. They snapped at my heels from down below. Even these small hunters were a very big threat. A loud screech echoed from high up above. Pterodactyls were circling slowly in the wide sky. Their large, leathery wings caught the gentle wind. They scanned the ground below for any possible prey. There was no easy escape, not even by looking upwards. Their dark shadows passed quickly over me. This strange world had dangers on all sides, I saw. I had to stay alert, every single waking moment. As the bright sun began to set low, I searched all around for a safe place to rest. I found a small cave, well hidden by bushes. It was not much, but it was a shelter. I blocked the narrow entrance with some heavy rocks. Night in this primeval world would be truly scary. I hoped to remain safe until the morning light. This tiny, dark cave was my only refuge now. Darkness fell quickly like a thick, heavy blanket. The jungle came alive with many new, strange sounds. Hoots, Deep growls and rather strange, eerie calls. The many creatures of the night were now out. I felt so utterly and completely alone here, millions and millions of years away from my time, a single, small human in a vast lost world. The deep silence between the sounds felt even worse. I thought carefully about my incredible, long day. Such terrifying yet awesome beauty I had witnessed. The raw, untamed power of ancient wild nature. Every single moment was a desperate fight to live. I was learning things fast. I simply had to. How to find some food, how to hide effectively. Humans are very adaptable creatures, I told myself. I must adapt to this or I will not last. Through a tiny crack, I saw the night stars. They were the very same stars, I suddenly realized. Shining so brightly in the dark, perfectly clear sky. A small, comforting link to my own distant time. I was just a tiny, insignificant speck down here, in this vast, ancient and truly dangerous land. But there was also a flicker of hope in my heart. Tomorrow was a brand new day to survive.